This episode of Crowd Science explores what really happens to fat when we exercise. The host Anand Jaigasha and producer Mariki Peters introduced the idea using a simple experiment, turning ghee, a type of pure fat, into a candle. While it helps us visualize burning fat, the process inside the human body is far more complex than a small flame melting fat away. The question comes from Lily Clever in California, who wonders where fat actually goes when we burn it. She also asks if we breathe out fat from others at the gym. Lily has exercised daily for many years, and she's curious about what burning fat really means. Anand explains that to answer this, we first need to understand what fat itself is, and how it behaves inside our bodies. Fat is known as adipose tissue, and it's much more active than people think. It doesn't just sit in the body as extra weight. According to Ursula White from the Pennington Biomedical Research Center, fat stores energy but also releases hormones and signals that communicate with the brain, heart, and muscles. In this way, fat acts like an organ with many important roles. Where fat is stored also makes a difference. Fat around the abdomen is linked to higher risks of heart disease and diabetes, while fat in the thighs or hips can sometimes be protective. When a person gains or loses weight, fat cells grow or shrink. In men, fat cells usually grow larger, while in women, the number of fat cells often increases. Whether fat cells ever vanish completely is still being researched. To understand where fat goes when it's burned, we turn to metabolism, the body's energy system. Dr. Laura Watson studies how we use energy during activity. She explains that depending on how hard we exercise, we might burn more carbohydrates than fat. Carbs burn quickly, like paper, while fat burns more slowly, like coal, giving energy over a longer period. In Laura's lab, Anand cycles for 20 minutes while wearing a mask that measures oxygen and carbon dioxide. The results show that he burned far more carbohydrates than fat during the session. Even with hard work, the body uses carbs first because they are easier to break down. Fat becomes the main fuel only during longer, steady activities when carb stores begin to drop. When fat is used for energy, it doesn't burn like a candle. Instead, it breaks down into smaller parts and becomes carbon dioxide and water. We breathe out the carbon dioxide and release water through sweat and urine. So when fat disappears, much of it actually leaves the body through our lungs, which surprises many people. Many people believe metabolism slows sharply as we age. But research led by Herman Poncer shows a different pattern. Metabolism stays steady through most of adulthood and only drops after age 60. His work with the highly active Hadza people shows that even with intense physical activity, they burn about the same calories per day as people in modern societies. This means exercise doesn't raise calorie burn as much as we expect. The body saves energy in other ways, such as reducing immune activity. Because of this, exercise alone isn't the most effective way to lose weight. Diet plays a much bigger role in weight change, although exercise is still essential for health, strength, and mental well-being. Another interesting part of fat biology is brown fat, which burns energy to create heat rather than storing it. Babies have a lot of brown fat, and adults keep small amounts. Paul Cohen's research shows that brown fat helps protect against diabetes and heart disease. Finding ways to increase brown fat activity may offer new treatments for obesity in the future. In the end, fat is more than a storage place for extra calories. It acts as an organ, helps regulate hormones, supports immunity, and provides energy. When we burn fat, we are really turning it into carbon dioxide and water through a complex process. Understanding this helps us see how amazing and active our bodies really are.